Hello everyone, today I'll share many different survival strategies in hardcore. For example, what I do if I disconnect and I would like to teleport my character away, how I can survive if I make a mistake and accidentally pull many enemies, and many other things that will overall just help you level up in hardcore. One consumable that has helped me a lot of times is the Swiftness potion. These you can usually purchase for anywhere between 5 to 10 silver each on the auction house. You can also level up alchemy and craft these at the same time. You just need to get the recipe, and this usually costs anywhere between 20 to 50 silver. But what the Swiftness potion does is to increase your movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds. Enough time for you to also run away and in most cases make it out alive. So I highly recommend you to get these potions whenever you have enough silver to also purchase a couple. As you can see right now, the price for the recipe is for example below 20 silver and the potion below 10 silver. So I mean, if this is going to be what can actually save your character's life and maybe 10, 20 or more hours spent leveling, well then this is definitely also worth it. So what should you do if you accidentally disconnect? Well, in most cases you might be able to instantly reconnect and save your character's life. But let's say you have a power plug or your internet simply just disconnects and you can't reconnect. Then my best advice would be to go to battle.net on your phone and then try to find the support home, contact support, World of Warcraft and stock character service. Now you just need to find the character you would like to select. And after selecting this, you will be taken to another page where you need to confirm that you would like to unstock the character. Once you have successfully done this, then your character will also be taken to the nearest graveyard, and in most cases you might also survive. So yeah, this is the best thing you can do if you accidentally disconnect for a longer time, for example at an area with many different enemies. It's simply better to go to the graveyard and spend some time running back instead of dying. You also need to be careful with party invites, as this could cause your character to end up dying. What I mean is that if you would like to do a dungeon and you get invited and you press accept, then you could also be teleported to a new layer. And on this layer, there might respawn all the enemies that you just killed. So before you accept any party invite, make sure to also be at a safe area with no enemies. Would you like to increase your backpack from 16 slots to 20 slots in a couple of minutes? This can easily be done by going to battle.net. Here you can enable an authenticator, and once you have done this, you can log back in, and now your backpack will be 20 slots. So a quite amazing thing, especially when you make a new character where you most likely also lack a lot of backspace. Before I talk about many other things you can do in hardcore to survive, but also to easily recover if you need to make a new character, then I would highly recommend you the add-on Rested Experience. This has been developed specifically for hardcore, and it will guide you through the different quests you need to do and in what order will be the best possible. It will even automatically detect your class. So for example, if you log on to a warrior, it will guide you through the different warrior quests and even tell you specific vendors you need to visit for a better weapon upgrade. There's many other cool features you will also get by downloading this add-on, and yeah, it's free from level 1 to 20, so you can test it out yourself, and if you like it, then you can always purchase the full upgrade. So if this sounds interesting and you would like to level more efficiently, then make sure to use the link below this video. That way you can also get a discount if you plan to upgrade it to the full version. I also have a discount code, which is GuideMMO. The best profession you can choose no matter what class you play is 100% engineering. As an engineer you can make the target dummy, an NPC you can spawn that will taunt all nearby enemies. So if you're for example fighting an enemy and there's all of a sudden either a hyper spawn or just fast spawning enemies, then you can place this and in most cases also run away. You can also combine it with a Swiftness potion, so like you see here, I managed to get away without dying. So yeah, leveling engineering has definitely been the best investment ever. I think it has saved me probably more than 10 times already, and I'm only level 30. And I guess it will probably save me another 50 times on my way to level 60. So yeah, spend those couple of hours to level up the profession, it will be worth it instead of spending days getting back to the same level as your old character. One important thing I learned after disconnecting on my level 37 mage and I ended up dying was that it was a good decision to always send items to a bank character. Because in this case I needed to re-roll a fresh level 1, And yeah, it took me one day to also get back into the game, because dying to a disconnect, yeah, it's truly awful. So in this case, it was the best decision ever to actually make a bank character. Because when I had to re-roll a new mage, then I could go to the auction house, purchase green items, even a lesser and a greater magic wand, and many different bags and other consumables. So yeah, the best decision ever, and make sure to do it yourself, because you never know when you're going to die on your main character. As you're leveling up, you can also increase the gold that you make by picking the most expensive reward from a quest. So as long as you don't need any of the items, well, then you can just pick the most expensive one. I know you might not see the vendor price, because you will need an add-on for this. You can either install vendor price or better vendor price. And remember not to send all your gold, as you might also need some of it for new spells. But for example, what I usually do is to send gold whenever I have just trained all the most important spells. That way I know I have 2 levels now to also gain more gold before I will need to go back to the trainer to learn new things. So for example, the next time will be at level 32. What I've also discovered is that in hardcore it's a lot easier to sell green and blue items. In original WoW Classic it wasn't as easy as it is in hardcore. I believe this is because people would rather like to spend gold and get some better items to level more efficiently, or well, increase the chance of surviving compared to what they did in WoW Classic. So yeah, make sure to spend some time and post these items on the auction house, especially if they have stamina, because stamina items usually sells in next to no time. Here's a quick tip if you plan to do a dungeon: be over leveled. The first monsters you'll most likely encounter should be green targets, because as you progress in the dungeon, they will slowly also increase in level, and the final boss will in most cases also be either yellow or orange. So assemble a good group, don't be too over leveled, and always plan your escape route. In addition to this, make sure not to do red or orange quest. It's way safer and also better and faster to just do yellow or even green quest. Even green quest will still reward a lot of experience, and they will also be easy to do. What you will also quickly discover is by doing green and yellow quests you level safe, you level efficiently, and you never run out of anything to do. If you however do higher level quests, then at some point you can't really pick up any new, and then you have to farm for many levels. Sadly, I can't always level with someone, but when I do, then it's also something I really enjoy. Because I feel a lot more confident leveling. Even if I was going to disconnect, then my mate can also save me, but we can also assist and help each other. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to level with a guildie or maybe even a friend, yeah, then this is definitely the best solution. Another good decision I did as I was leveling was to make sure I also reduced my graphic settings. That way my eyes can a lot easier pay attention to, for example, enemies, but I can also see objects from far distance. No, I'm not talking about trees and other things, I'm talking about objects I can interact with. For example, this chest over there. For some reason I'm able to see it from a far distance, but in fact there's even a tree that should be covering it. So not only can you increase your chance of surviving because you can detect enemies a lot easier, you can now also make a lot more gold. All you gotta do is open up your options, go to graphics, and at the middle you will find environment detail and ground clouder. Lower these all the way down to 1. Without lowering these, you will see a lot more grass and also details, and yeah, this could cause you to, for example, accidentally pull a nearby enemy. The next trick is kinda insane, as it sometimes also allows you to loot an object through a wall. You need to go to controls, and here you will find enable interact key. Yeah, this you enable, and now you're gonna assign a new keybind to this. In my case, I've assigned it to F4. So here's a situation where it's quite useful. Instead of going into the boat and having to deal with many enemies and also paying attention to my breath, well then I can go outside the boat, press F4, and as you can see, I end up looting the item. Talking about being underwater and your breath, then I would highly recommend you also to get the add-on Hardcore Breath Bar. This will warn you whenever you get to lower than 20 seconds, but also display the breath bar with seconds. Here's an example of what happens when you get to 20 seconds. So definitely a must-have add-on, because I see so many people who accidentally drown when they level up in hardcore. So yeah, this is also what I had for you today. For more upcoming hardcore videos and guides, make sure to check out the channel and remember to subscribe. As always, thanks you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!